Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm so excited to review the new Renogy 3000w HF inverter charger. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to check out my simple solar guide. It is perfect for anyone who's just getting into solar components, maybe outfitting a camper van, working on an RV, a trailer, an off-grid cabin. So be sure to check it out in the description or up in the corner. Also, if you are purchasing anything from Renogy, be sure to use the discount code made to travel when you go to checkout, and you'll get a much needed discount because solar components can add up quickly in cost. This new model is a massive upgrade from Renogy's old inverters. It is way smaller and half the weight. The old inverter chargers were 64 pounds and this is 23 pounds. So it is less than half the weight and it is way thinner. This inverter charger right now is on sale. The last inverter chargers were about $600 to $700, but let me tell you, this is well worth the extra price. This charger can actually charge your batteries at up to 150 amps of 12 volt power, which is insane. I have a 400 amp hour battery and I can now charge it up in a third of the time that I used to be able to with my old charger. This also has split phase 120 to 40 volt, which is perfect for people who have AC units, water heaters, big electrical loads that need that higher voltage. One thing is it only works if you're connected to a split phase connection, like in a campground. Of course, it's compatible with all types of batteries. Using this dial up here, you can go to custom settings on user, lithium, gel, flooded, and AGM. Underneath here, you have lights for the inverter, the battery, and AC in. Underneath this is actually a buzzer off on switch, which is awesome. I took my old inverter apart because I was so tired of hearing that beeping every time I turned it on. So I actually just removed it from the electrical panel and it's been way nicer. There is a frequency setting here for 60 hertz or 50 hertz. There is priority for AC or battery. And then we have the on-off switch as well as the remote setting. And then underneath that, this is actually just the Bluetooth antenna. What you get in the box here is the unit itself. You get a remote, you get the wiring for the remote, and then you get a temperature sensor. Comes with some hefty mounting screws. There is also some wiring for voltage readings, I believe. This guy also comes with a 5-year warranty, which is pretty impressive compared to the other inverter chargers, which I believe only had a 1-year warranty. So Renogy is definitely backing this product for sure. You can actually only install it this way if you are mounting it vertically, and then you can also mount it horizontally just on the ground in any direction. The biggest thing is you want to make sure is there's lots of space around it to make sure it doesn't overheat, because if you get this too close to other solar components or walls or things like that, it can't cool down properly. So you want to make sure that there's lots of ventilation around it. This is a bit of a problem for me because the way I've designed my solar system is my other inverter is actually mounted vertically like this. So I am going to have to do some large modifications to my solar system. I'm going to be coming out with another video on how I installed this and a complete overview of my solar system currently, because I've changed so many components over the last year. Another nice feature is there are screws here that you can actually just like loosen and tighten with your fingers. And then Renogy has done a ton of upgrades here. Along the top here, you have your CAN communication ports for other Rego components. And then beside that, you have your remote wiring connections. So that is for the remote that comes in the box. You also have CAN ports. I believe these are also for communication. There is a BVS port, a DREAD port, and another BTS port. So this is for the battery temperature sensor, and then this is for the battery voltage sensor. The DREAD connection is a dry contact port. Right here you have your AC out and AC in. There are different wiring configurations based on 120 and 240 volt. I'll obviously be installing mine just for 120 volt because I don't have any electrical components that require 240 volts. This is a nice feature. They just have the finger tabs here so you can slip your wires in and then just clamp these closed. Previously, it was a screw to tighten them all, but this is a nice upgrade. They also have these wire clamps on the outside here to keep all your wires stabilized and in place. Beside the AC in and out, we have the ground connection. There's a screw down here. Make sure you ground your inverters. I'm going to be doing that by connecting it to my negative bus bar, and my negative bus bar is grounded to the chassis of the van. Lots of people skip that connection, and I have in the past as well, but be sure to ground all of your components. And then beside the ground, you have your negative and positive battery connections right down here. And there's also ports like right on the side here for all these wires to kind of go through, depending on how you want to configure it. This guy also requires a 400 amp fuse on the main positive wire going into it, which is a massive fuse. I will link all the components that I use, like the wiring, fuses, all of it below in the description if you want to check it out. New one, and then this is the old one that I've removed already, and it's thinner and it's just insanely lighter. Obviously you can see that this one is about the same length as the old one. The width is pretty comparable. I think this guy might actually be a little wider. I really appreciate companies that can come out with a new model and make it better in pretty much every single way, which is exactly what Renogy did here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to like it, subscribe to the channel, share it with anyone else you know who might find this video useful and wants to buy one of these. I would recommend the upgrade. I'm really excited to get this installed. There'll be another video coming out, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys in the next one.